There's a lot to break down and go over, so stick around to learn a little more.
Copyrighted content. Got it. Like this. Got it. So this is... At least they gave us a warning. Oh, woohoo! I'll just, you get the song. I'm gonna mute it, but you'll get the song. You'll understand. Woohoo! Sorry. Woohoo! Okay, catch and shooting is gonna be a little quicker. It looks like it's probably gonna be snappier. Jokic. Clamps on. I like that. I feel like I already boxed people up, so if I can really get on them. Rhythm shooting's improved. We love that. Uh-oh. They're about to add a free throw mechanic. Sorry. Okay, that was a dope fucking... That was cool. And, ooh, they took that real move. They took the real ant move. Yo! Yo! Yo, 2K might have cooked, boys. Yo, wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Welcome in, Mike. Welcome in, Mike. Come on. Come on. Drop the fucking news. Give it to us. Come on,
What's
Mike.
up, y'all? Tyrese Halliburton here with NBA 2K gameplay director Mike
Howdy.
Wang to break down this year's new gameplay features in 2K26. Today, we'll discuss the new Pro Play motion engine, enhanced rhythm shooting, and other advanced controls. Now let's get to it.
This year, ProPlay technology is evolving, bringing more authenticity than ever before through advancements in rhythm shooting, new customization options on offense, an all-new dynamic motion engine, and much more.
Dynamic motion engine and more customization on
ProPlay
offense.
powers the all-new dynamic motion engine, using machine learning technology to make your actions feel more lifelike and realistic. Dynamic lower body pose matching adjusts the exact positioning of players' legs and feet on the fly to remove the skating seen in past games and ensure that players launch,
Dude, it's gonna
plant,
look so
and
clean.
cut realistically. This is the biggest change to player movement since NBA 2K21, offering a
look so
fresh
clean.
and authentic feeling every time you step on the court.
Oh my god,
And that's the
2K
same
looks
year I
so
made
bad.
it to the league. It's wild to see how gameplay's evolved the last couple of years.
Did you guys see that green window? It wasn't big, but it was there. You could see
Players
it.
who take advantage of the rhythm shooting mechanic
Oh my
will
God.
notice more responsive and authentic jump shots that simulate a true shooting motion. We really wanted to emphasize creating a skill-based environment in 2K26 that blends authenticity with competition for a more rewarding experience. This renewed
small.
focus will be felt across multiple gameplay features, from shot outcomes to successful blocks and steals and loose balls and rebounds.
As a shooter, that sounds awesome. But what about potential changes to moves in the post?
Big men in NBA 2K26 will now be able to leverage all new signature go-to post shots by holding up on the shot stick while in the
Okay.
post. Players can lean into a host of new moves, including shimmy floaters, baby hooks, and up and unders. Playing with your back to the basket is a lost art, but those who are able to master it can take advantage in the paint.
Custom layup.
In previous versions of NBA 2K, layups were limited by a single signature layup package.
Oh
But
my
this year, players
God!
can draw inspiration from around the league to mix and match standard layups,
Dude,
floaters,
slashing is
quick
goated.
scoops,
They broke
Euro
slashing.
steps,
They broke
hop
slashing.
steps, and spins, and determine exactly how they want to finish around the rim.
Dude.
2K26 uses
You guys don't understand. To all my slashers, you can get the perfect Euro move you want, and if they have a bad hop, you can get a different one. If they have a bad spin gather to dunk, you can get a different. Dude, we can literally cheese the fucking advanced gathers. You can cheese advanced gathers this year, boys.
Uses system-driven
Slashing's
technology
broken.
to
Slashing's
generate
broken.
player-to-player
It's broken.
collisions
It's
that are
broken.
more
I don't
reliable
care.
compared to previously scripted motion
My
captured
99
animations.
driving
Coupled
dunk
with
build
new
is about
dynamic
to go
motion,
dumb.
This change improves the freedom of authentic movement for both the dribbler and on-ball defender. Interior defense has also been redesigned so that it's easier to put a body on shooters when they're finishing around the rim and make body-to-body contact in the air. And bigs will feel increased physicality when roaming in the paint.
So bigs are looking good. Rim
Last
protectors
but
are gonna
not
feel
least,
good.
we've added some new offensive controls to give players a more intuitive, deliberate, and free-flowing experience. Ball handlers can now shield themselves from steals by reacting with the
Good.
Quick Protect mechanic. The introduction of Quick Protect will bring more balance and lead to more skill-based outcomes. You can even use it to put defenders in jail, just like Luka and other strong guards love to do. For spot-up shooters, you can use the new Quick Shot feature by holding the left trigger on catch-and-shoot shots. This will skip the dip and allow you to get your shots off super quick like Klay Thompson. Slashers now have access to slow-motion Euro step gathers, something we've been seeing a lot of in the league lately for players like yourself.
No, they're letting you choose it whenever you want! Slashing's broken!
And slow-mo finish. And finally, another highly requested feature is the ability to force wrap passes, which will allow you to feed the corner three or thread the needle to a cutting teammate and avoid defenders playing the passing lanes.
As a big-time 2K fan,
Yo,
I can't wait
I
to get
can't
my hands
actually
on
wait.
2K26 and experience these
They
all
help
new
fix
features
passing a
for
little
myself.
bit. You can force
Gameplay
a
in
wrap
NBA
pass
2K26
so you're
is
gonna.
taking a giant leap forward with more personalization and variety, faster pace, and more skill-based gameplay.
Whether you're a new player or
There were so many times this year where I knew the defender in front of me was going to be in the right position to where if I press A or B or no matter what button I press, it's going to hit them. I'm so glad that they have forced wrap passes now. Absolutely huge. The passing mechanics in 2K25 were the worst they've ever been, ever. So fucking fix it.
a veteran
Thank you
like
for
me,
adding the forced
everyone
wrap
can
pass.
master the fundamentals in these all-new moves.
Yeah. Let's get into it, man. I'm excited. I'm hyped up. I know the chat is ready to get into it as well. So first up, we got Pro Play Motion Engine. Mike said that this is the biggest change to the motion engine since NBA 2K21. I'm pretty sure we got a few questions about that in the chat. So Evan, what exactly does that mean?
Well, sure. In case you haven't heard about Pro Play in the past, that's been a big step towards more lifelike basketball in 2K. And it's this really cool tech that lets us use footage from real NBA games to capture animations from them. So we don't need to have players come to our studio and wear those mocap suits with the white dots and do the animations there. We can get them from the NBA footage. So
Nice.
at its core, Pro
Good.
Play is about getting a huge library of animations from
Yeah.
the NBA. And I think oftentimes the community attributes more to Pro Play than what it really is. So I just wanted to clarify that first. But anyways,
'cause
the
they're
last
dumb.
2 years, you've seen Pro Play for things like shot animations and dribbling. And now, this year, as you heard Mike say, that NBA footage is powering all of the on-court movement in 26. So it is not just
go.
dribbling, but it is expanding to offensive movement,
Let's go.
the way players move on defense, and even off-ball movement as well. And you might be
Motion
thinking,
style
well,
is going to
what's the
play a
actual
huge
benefit,
role this
right?
year.
Well, when you play, you are going to see how players move in a more lifelike way. So you heard Mike talk about how in past
Think
years,
about
you may see
that.
players kind of
Motion
skate around
style
or
is
slide
going
around,
to
right?
matter
And it's been a lot
more
of
than
feedback
ever.
that we've gotten in the past before. And with this new motion engine, you are going to see that skating and sliding a lot less. So hopefully you guys will feel this change when you get your hands on 2K26 very soon.
Next up, we have enhanced rhythm shooting. All right, I was a rhythm shooting demon this past year, and now rhythm shooting is enhanced. I would love to know more about that too.
Yeah, what does that mean? What does enhanced
Yeah,
mean?
I keep being asked if rhythm shooting is back, and it is.
It is,
It's
for
also
sure.
got some really cool upgrades that I'm personally excited about because, like a lot of people this past year, I was kind of resistant to it at first,
Yep.
being honest. But over time, I wanted to learn something new. And now at the end of year, just like you, Stacks, I use rhythm shooting for almost everything. All of my catch and shoots, all of my step backs. And I've heard from not just you, but many people who've done the same thing.
Yep.
So
It-
for those of you who
Same.
like shooting with the button, you can still shoot
Fuck the
the button.
button,
It's not
bro.
removed, but rhythm shooting is a more advanced option. And if you take the time to learn it, you're not going to regret it because this year the big upgrade is that rhythm shooting is no longer just about matching the player's animation, but rather giving you the full control over the animation. So when
What?
you do, picture your controller. When you do the down up flick on your right stick, the way you flick the stick will actually change the way your player is shooting. So to try to explain this in like the simplest way we can, rhythm shooting has two parts, right? The timing of when you flick the stick, and then the tempo of how you did it. Timing and tempo. For timing, if you flick up really early, you can now release the ball earlier. And if you flick up late, you can kind of hold on to the ball for a moment before you let go. And then for tempo, if you flick up kind of fast, you're going to rush your shot. But if you flick up a slower tempo, you're going to do like a lazier looking release. So the cool thing about this is there isn't necessarily a right or wrong timing anymore. It's giving you more freedom because let's say, for example, you rushed your timing to get the shot, right? The defender's closing out, you want to rush your shot. If you rush the timing, but you still green the tempo, you can still make the shot. So to me, it's really just about how you shoot in real life. The dev team is giving us more control as a shooter than you would have simply by pressing the button. So I got to mess around a little bit with this earlier last week, and I'm still getting the hang of it. But I can't wait to try it out some more. And Stacks, I think you're gonna like it too.
Yeah, man. I think I
So
think that's
you
one
can
of those
counter-
things that I'm gonna have to get my hands on.
Yeah, that's something I have to
see
play
exactly
with,
how
bro.
It works. So yeah, I'm excited to see what
That's-
that's about. Definitely.
That sounds
gonna
interesting,
go back
but
to rhythm
like
shooting, but I got to see what it's looking like. Next up, we got skill.
just like Stacks just said, I have to get my own hands on it to really get a judgment on it. Because from what he just said, you can miss part of your shot, but counteract it with the second part. Like you can mess up the first part and counter it with the second. If you know what you did wrong on the first part. That's what it sounds like he just said to
Based
me.
gameplay. I know that's been a big topic lately. We don't have
So
to
that's
spend too
fucking
much
crazy.
time on this.
Yeah, we did talk about this on the roadmap stream a while back. So like, we'll
That's
just do a
kinda
quick
how I'm
recap.
looking at
And
it.
Remember, I see the chat asking about this. This year, a point of emphasis in 26 for our dev team is skill-based and competitive gameplay that makes you feel more in control. So when people are asking about like the outcome of shots, rebounds, loose ball, steals, and all those things like that, we are intending to make that more skill-based and competitive. So as you hear us talk about all the new features today, just keep that in mind. And then the other thing we did talk about last time were that a few gameplay settings were adjusted. So higher difficulties and most multiplayer modes are going to have green or miss shot
Yeah,
timing.
that's fine.
And
We
then
want
layup
that.
timing is permanently enabled so that people aren't making
Good.
real player percentage layups on your head anymore.
Should have
So
never been a
that should
thing.
catch you up if you missed our last stream.
If you ever no,
Yeah,
should have never
man.
been a
I
thing.
think the layup timing thing is probably my favorite thing from last stream, just because like maybe mid-year I started adapting layup timing, and I think personally for me it's been better in terms of like how I play and getting those layups off. So I'm excited to see more people be forced to use that as well, and kind of create a little bit more of a bigger skill gap, when playing the game online. Anyway,
Exactly.
It's like, yes, it's about skill gap, but why would you get on the game to just press like the button and let the game play for you? I've never understood that. Wouldn't you want to get better yourself? Why would you just let the game play for you?
let's go to the
I don't
next
know.
thing. We have signature go-to post shot. So we already had that signature shots like pretty much on the perimeter, but now it look like we have
Just get
so we
creative.
showing
Learn
some
how
love
to
the big
slash.
men
Learn
out
how
here,
to
man. So
use different
let's hear
moves
about
and
those
create
signature
space
go-to
on
post
different
shots.
things.
Yeah, so many of you
Learn how
probably
to pass
remember
out of
the regular
Euros and
go-to
hops
shots we've added. And personally, it's
spins.
really fun anytime I see a video of like somebody doing side-by-side of 2K gameplay and IRL footage together. So like I've seen it for Steph a lot, KD, Kyrie, people like that. So the dev team has worked on giving big men more moves this year as well, and they've added what we're calling go-to post shots. So when you're in the post, if you hold the right stick up, you're going to see new post moves and moves that a bunch of big men in the NBA are doing today. So I'm hoping to see some more go-to shot clips for big men now this year as well, like some of the ones you even saw in the gameplay trailer.
We got
I know a lot of
custom
people
layups,
be
right?
cheesing the
Now, I
KD
heard
go-to shot
Mike
to
say
get loose.
mix and match. Because when I say mix and match, I'm thinking mixing one player's layup package with another play. Like, is that what are we talking about here when we talk about that?
Yeah, are we talking about hop
You are
shots? and
correct. Because
Euros?
a popular piece of feedback from the community and something I've heard often.
It's
has
like dunk
been
style, right?
Somebody might like a certain animation from a player's layup package, but they don't want all of that layup animations, right? And this is an addition that tries to address that feedback. So in the past, you pick one layup package,
It's
and that
so-
player's
it's
package
over.
determines all of your layup. This year, you can set different players' animations for different types of layups. So we have normal layups, reverse layups, floaters, quick scoops, Euro steps, hop steps, and spins, as you can see here in the My Player customization
Like that.
menu. And then these new like specific categories, that is available both when you're customizing your My Player, and also if you play My NBA, it's also going to be available when you're editing your rosters and editing the players in them. You can assign to them these different types of layups as well. It's a really cool feature to me.
That's insane.
Yeah. I like that. I could already
dude.
imagine. I know some of the
The
people that
skill
play
ceiling on
competitively,
slashing is about to
you
be
know,
so crazy.
Probably didn't want to use a lot of other people's layup packets.
Also,
'cause
I
a
will
lot of
say
those layups might get blocked.
Like they did talk about rim protectors being improved and making it easier to body people. So I mean that is kind of, they are counterplaying the slashing upgrades a little bit, but like bro, it's slashing's about to be such a fun puzzle to figure out this year.
In competitive gameplay. So now I could see them mixing maybe some Kyrie with some Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? Getting real like innovative inside of that. So that's kind of fire, man. I like that as well.
I'll put
Being
you
able
on
to
some
mix layup
sauce
packages, I
right
don't
now.
think
LaMelo
we've,
Ball Euro step.
been able to do that for a while, man. So
You
I'm
won't be
definitely locked
stopped.
into that. Next though, we got defense. And Mike said that collisions and interior defense are better this year.
Well, in the past, the way players' bodies collided with each other was scripted, right? That was through mocap. And I think many of you knew that, or at least assumed that based on how those animations look. Well, this year in 2K26, there is new tech that actually generates those collisions. So you're going to notice as a
Okay.
dribbler or even like an on-ball defender, you are going to notice more freedom of movement rather than kind of being stuck in a scripted mocapped animation. So that's one benefit there.
Okay.
And the other one for interior defense, that has been redesigned so that bigs can get body bumps more reliably when they're contesting layups and dunks. So you're really going to feel more physicality in the paint if you are guarding around the rim. So there was defensive improvements as well. We never want to make it one-sided. We do want to remember our defensive players out there as well.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think anytime we could get some defensive improvement, show some love to the defensive side of the ball, it's always a great time. Next, too, not only
All right, so I just got to say this real quick. Anytime you're using left trigger and you're bumping into them, it's no longer going to be scripted. That's exactly what they just said. It's no longer going to be scripted.
defense,
I love that.
we also got new rebounding timing feedback. Now, this is interesting. I'm not sure if this is something we've ever seen in 2K before. So let's see what we got here.
I just have to say this preemptively. If you couldn't understand that you needed to time your rebounds in the first place before they put this fucking meter in for rebound timing, you are bad at basketball. That's it. You didn't understand how to play the game.
Yeah, so this is actually a small but really helpful addition when I saw it for the first time. Maybe I was just out of the loop because I didn't really play on big builds until the last year, but I never knew when to press triangle to jump for a rebound. I kind of just like pressed triangle randomly. So if you're like
He's
me,
bad
you
at the
didn't
game.
know,
He doesn't
the
understand
ideal time to
basketball.
jump for a rebound is right before the ball makes its final bounce off the rim. So if the
No.
ball bounces twice before coming down, it is that final bounce that matters.
Yeah, but you
And this year, when
don't listen to this guy. He's a fucking idiot. How are you going to know when it's the final bounce? You don't. It's all about read and react. You have to see if it's a bad shot. Don't listen to this guy. This guy's a bum.
you do have an excellent time,
Like, yes,
rebound,
he does
you are gonna
understand
see a
that,
green
yeah,
flash
it's the
below
final
player's
bounce.
feet, just
No
like you see in
fucking
the clip
shit.
of the Thunder. And if you do nail the timing and get a green
If
rebound,
it bounces off
it
the
is going
rims
to
4
significantly
times,
boost
you
your
can't grab it
chances
on the
of securing
third
the ball.
bounce,
So
motherfucker.
it
No
is
duh.
important to get the rebound timing right to have the best chance of grabbing the board over somebody who might not know their timing as well as you do. And this green flash is really there to kind of help educate you and help you learn and adjust to when you have to jump.
AKA, you're
One
bad
last
at the
thing
game.
there, just a note, not all bigs are created equal. So if a player has higher defensive or offensive rebounding
I'm
attributes,
sorry, you just
they are
have
gonna
a
find it
slow
easier to nail
brain.
that
It's
timing and
smooth.
get that green flash
My bad.
on offensive or defensive types of rebounds, whichever one their attribute is higher for. So definitely don't skip out on your rebounding attributes.
They're not adding anything new, guys. You already needed to time it. This is not new. You just added a green meter, bro.
Probably gonna go into how a lot of people make their bigs this
If anyone is freaking out saying, I have to time my rebounds now, you're dumb. You always had to time them.
year.
Sorry.
I think a little bit
End of
more
rant,
about
I'll
adding
move
more
on.
rebounding now.
So dumb.
Just to get that better timing on there, get that clutch rebound. Anyway, let's move forward. Next, we got new controls. Mike talked about some of these like rat passes. And there's a lot
Now
here,
this
so,
is
Let's
awesome.
get into some of them.
Yeah, so I mean, well, one thing before we go through like each of the new controls, there is an important note here that I think many of you will be very happy to hear that the overall game speed in 2K26 has been sped up compared to 2K25.
It's
So
been sped
hopefully
up.
that is good news to many of you. But as you hear about these new controls, keep that in mind because if the game speed is faster, that means players who have faster decision making, who can anticipate what's going to happen next, are going to be rewarded more. So Mike and Tyrese in
That's
that video,
me.
they covered some of these new
That's
controls
me.
already.
We got
so we'll just do a
IQ. We
quick
can see the
recap
future. I
of
can
them.
smell
What's
it
next?
on
What do
'em.
you got first?
First, we have Quick Protect. By the way, I do want to say, man, the game speed being faster is a huge W as well. I know that's been something that I've been talking about a while too, is having the game speed a little bit faster. So I really love that. But
I don't
first up,
necessarily
we
need.
got
I
Quick
didn't.
Protect.
It doesn't bother me whether the game speed's
Yeah,
fast
you
or
heard
slow.
Mike talk
It
about this
matters
one.
about the
This is a new
animations, what I
control
can
so that
actually
when you're
do with
dribbling,
that speed.
if you tap the left trigger, you can now kind of
Some people get too caught up on, oh, it needs to be arcade and super fast. Nah, just play the fucking game and get good at the game that you have in front of you. Learn the mechanics.
shield the ball or evade somebody reaching in on you to get a steal. So if you do react quickly enough to a defender that's reaching in, you can counter it. And then the goal here is to give ball handlers a balance to the steal system and ultimately lead to more skill-based outcome. But there's actually one more use to it though, because it has a dual purpose. So as you are driving to the basket, if you feel a defender kind of on your back, you can actually do a quick protect, tap the left trigger, and then you'll trap them on your hip to get
Okay.
open. And I think you saw in the video that this is something Luca does nearly every game I watch him in. So that's the example we use.
Again, I mean, granted, this is technically a new mechanic, but like, we've always used left trigger as protecting the ball anyways. This is just, they've realized, oh, this is a real thing. This is 2K catching up.
Luca is
We've
somebody
been
who uses the
doing
quick
this since
protect a lot,
2K19,
but
bruh.
yeah, there are double uses to these new quick protect controls.
Yeah, I like that. I like the sound of that.
They just
man.
made
I
it an
like
actual
that a lot
mechanic instead of us just having to use
these
it because we're
gameplay,
smart.
Changes
So-
and these new things that's going into it are like to enhance the skill gap. You know what I'm saying? So I really do like that. Quick Protect. I see.
I'm just saying, if you actually are about this game competitively, you knew that Quick Protect was technically already in the game. Just saying, it is not new.
I feel like that can be very, very, very useful.
It's just
for the,
they
things that
made
you
it
said
new.
right there too. So I like that. Next up, we're gonna talk about the no dip catch and shoots. Very interested about that. I think we saw a little
You
bit.
could
of an
always use
example
left trigger to
of it
protect
in
the
the
ball.
gameplay with Klay Thompson. So let's hear about that.
Now
Yeah,
this
one is, I
looks
think,
crazy.
I shouldn't say it, now, but I think this is my favorite feature today, just because it's the one that I'm gonna probably have the chance to use the most. Because when I'm out there playing, as some of you know, I am always sitting in the corner, right? I don't dribble. I just kind of sit there and knock down threes for my team.
Oh,
So
he's
this
sitting
is a
in the
really cool
chair.
addition because the dev team has added a feature in 2K26 for people like me and then anybody else who kind of is a corner sitter or just sits there waiting for the ball to shoot. When you're standing still and you get past the ball, if you hold down the left trigger, you are going to square up and catch the ball and then go straight into your shot without dipping your hands down. And it's funny that, when I first learned about this feature, I remember this like old Klay Thompson video that I watched before where he kind of explains exactly this. And he talked about how he mastered being able to catch and shoot in rhythm without dipping. And it's part of why he's such a good shooter. So this new feature is going to help you do exactly that in 2K, like Klay Thompson and anybody else who does that in the real life NBA.
No dip.
Yeah, we
I
like
mean,
that too,
honestly,
man.
if
Okay,
you're
so far,
standing still
all
and
these
you say you
gameplay
can't just
improvements are
hold
pretty
left
fire.
trigger
That one is
already,
pretty
you're
cool
just
too, I'm not gonna
come on.
lie.
What are we saying?
Next up, we
So
have
this is huge.
revamp-
That's huge for all my peer sharps that fucking. I'm calling you out, Patrick. You got to keep your hands on the controller now. You can't
signature
text
size
while you're
up.
sitting in the corner.
Let's get it.
This one is like a control change, kind of. So they're a little different this year. There are two inputs now. So you can either imagine your controller, you can either rock the right stick back and forth, left and right, or you can repeatedly flick the right stick like up, 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 and you're going to get two different size up combinations. This is really just to give you more variety in what types of size ups that you can do. Because when you go left, right versus up, 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 it's going to be a different size up. So more controls for those advanced users out there and advanced dribblers who want to take advantage of those size ups.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay, I like that, but I see one of my favorite moves in the game. This is a move I utilize a lot, man. We got slow motion Euro steps now. I kind of want to hear a little bit about that, man. I love you using the Euro step. What do we got about that?
Yeah, this one does look very cool because there are, there are very few players who can just put their head down and barrel their way to the rim every play. Like most players, they need a little finesse there. So the dev team has added these slow motion Euro steps, and this is another left trigger control. So picture your controller again. As you're
Okay.
doing a Euro step, if you hold down the left trigger, you can slow down mid move,
Okay.
kind of do like a slow motion drag step. And if your defender kind of isn't expecting it and jumps based on what your normal layup speed or Euro step speed.
I'm gonna just pause this right here. So if the moment you Euro step, you're gonna realize you're not getting that dunk animation, you hold left trigger, you turn it into a slow-mo Euro into a floater. That's
speed
it.
would be.
Don't even listen to this guy. As soon as you see that you are not getting that Euro step dunk or you're by him with it, that is the moment you hold left trigger for this. Instantly. The moment you see them you slow up, bang. Because the only way they're stopping you on that jam, especially on some of my builds, when I hit that behind the back LaMelo ball into the Euro, because the behind the back literally pulls you past the defender, if you see that that's getting jammed, you just change.
They're going to fly right by you. So it is a new way for people to mix things up with their layups. I got to say, like, overall, layups in general feel
Dude,
really good
slashing
this
is
year. From what
goated
I've
this
seen,
year.
from what I've heard from people who played the game, that layups in general feel really good. So if you're somebody
If you
who
make a
likes
pure
driving
sharp,
in
you're
for
messing
layups,
up.
hopefully
That's
you're
all
gonna
I'm
have a great year
saying.
in 2K26. Yeah, I saw the chat like this when we
Oh,
were talking about
man.
it earlier, showing it in the video. So this one is like a new
This
control.
part's
so in the
huge,
past, like
actually.
double tapping circle, if you're on PlayStation, double tapping circle, that was a flashy pass, right? I
Okay.
used to spam that by accident sometimes. But now, double tapping circle is going to do a wrap pass. Because I've seen people submit 2K25 videos in our feedback channels that are like, why did my pass go straight into the back of a defender? And they wish they had more control over what type of pass they did. So now,
Yeah.
the good passes out there, you can control when to.
He basically just confirmed that the passing system is just as dog shit, bro. He basically just confirmed they didn't even think about changing the passing system. They were like, "Oh, we'll just add wrapped passes." That was their solution to one of the worst passing systems they've ever made. That's okay.
Do a
Whatever.
wrap pass
Fuck it.
and avoid
Playmaking is dead. Slashing is in.
your pass going into somebody's back. And this one is pretty
Slashing
simple.
will
So double
create
tapping circle on
playmaking, so
PlayStation
playmaking's
or
not
double
fully
tapping,
dead, but-
B on an Xbox controller, that's going to do a wrap pass now in 2K26.
Speaking of passes, next up we got
Good basketball
alley-oops.
isn't dead, but solo
Yeah,
dribbling
this one
around
was
is
not in the
dead.
video. This one is a small change to alley-oops to make sure they require a little more thinking. So on lower difficulties, alley-oops are still going to be similar to previous year. You can get away with just pressing square, and you don't really have to think too much, right? But on higher difficulties, the button the dunker has to press is going to be randomized. So on PlayStation, for example, it is not always going to be square. It could be any of those 4 buttons on the right side of your controller, so that just makes sure there's more thought behind an alley-oop, because it could be circle, it could be triangle, or X, or square, and you're going to have to pay attention on those higher difficulties to finish your alley-oops as a dunker.
Counterpoint from a high-level player that finishes a lot of alley-oops on a lot of 99 driving dunk builds, just use the right stick to flick up, and it counts the same as a button push. It's gonna be easy, bro. It literally, if they keep that in next year's game where you can still flick right stick in like Pro-Am to finish alley-oops, just use the right stick every time. You don't need to press a random button. It's that simple. So if quote unquote, don't crucify me, but if using right stick flick still counts as your alley-oop finishes, that is the solution. That is the solution.
I think, and this is just for me, I'm not speaking for anybody. I think anything we can do to increase the skill gap, I know I keep going back to that, but anything we can do to increase the skill gap, I think is cool. Now, going online,
Just
you
saying,
won't get
from a
spammed with
high-level,
alley-oops and all those
high-thinking
crazy
player,
things.
flick
Now it's
the
gonna be
right
a little
stick
bit
to
more
finish your
difficult. I think all
alley-oops
of
from
this
now
stuff,
on.
though, once
Just
you
get used to it.
play the game for a while and get the hang of it, you know what I'm saying? You'll get used to it and you'll start to get a little bit better at it. Next up, we
I think
have
some people in the chat. I think some people in the chat, they're underestimating their reaction time. Some of you don't like this, but when you actually do it, I'm pretty sure you're going to be reacting quick enough to whether it's X, square, triangle, whatever it is. I think you're underestimating.
This
your
is not
reaction
that
time. For
hard.
those of you in the chat who kind of heard that and were a little scared about what that means for you as a
They're
jumper, I think you're underestimating yourself.
To all you PlayStation players, you should be used to enough QuickTime events, motherfuckers. Come on, stop bitching.
So,
I mean, you know, if they're not good enough to get the button pressed in time, man, I don't know what to tell them, man. That's tough.
Thank you,
Anyway,
Stacks.
moving on.
That's
we
tough
also
looks.
have
yeah, so this one is for the big men out there. So this year, when you are setting a screen, you can kind of make fine adjustments to which way you want to face. So as you're setting a screen, you can nudge the left stick, left or right, to kind of rotate your player 45 degrees a little bit in whichever
Okay.
direction you nudge the stick, right, left or right. Or you can flick the left stick in the opposite direction of what you're
To
facing.
flip your player.
And your players kind of do like a
God.
180-degree turn, like a spin. And that means that if you're a smart big who starts learning these and can really pin defenders, you're going to get your ball handlers open better. So this is an advanced control for being added for like big men.
Oh no. Oh no. It just hit me. All those dudes that have the fucking meta point guard with the big setting them screens and the guy in the corner, the lockdown in the corner, those guys are going to abuse this. Why? I mean, I understand why they put it in the game, but holy shit. I'm actually glad they put this in the game because I needed this, because sometimes when you go to set your player like a screen, your guy just turns the wrong fucking way. So I'm glad they're letting you correct this, but oh man. Oh man, is it gonna be OP for the cheesers, bro?
You want to be at the next level and be a better screener for their
It's gonna be so OP for the cheesers.
If you made it this far, I'd like to thank you so much. And if you learned a thing or two and you want to keep learning and keep up to date with 2K26, drop a sub, maybe click on that noti bell because we're going to be all over the news. And I'll catch you in the next week for the My Builder reveal. And I'll be dropping a ton of different stuff in between. But we'll be checking in each week with new 2K info.